All right, so today we are going to face head on one of the most debatable, I would dare say even maybe heated conversations about disc golf form. So today we're going to talk about the off arm. I've made videos on this before talking about, I think, the three main styles of the off arm, and I've talked about a drill for the off arm, but we're going to talk about what I think, in my opinion, the actual importance of the off arm, because typically there's two sides when it comes to the off arm, but we'll talk about it. So with the off arm debate, you pretty much have like two sides. That was solid. One side that says the off arm is pretty much irrelevant as long as it's not getting in your way. It doesn't really do anything. Just as long as it's not in the way of your pull through, you're good. Who cares? There's bigger fish to fry. There's bigger problems to worry about than your off arm. That was pretty good. Then you have the other side, who is pretty much the off arm is everything. It's like some kind of secret sauce. Like, it just, if you figure it out, you get like plus 4,000 feet to your drive instantly. And you know, both sides are very opinionated. That's why there's kind of two sides to it with this big debate. And my goal with this video is to just be a bridge for both sides to come together and figure out the good in both. And by be a bridge, what I mean is essentially sort through the comments that I'm sure will end up coming to this video and reply with a positive response, and hopefully we can all learn something. So yeah, that disc is insane. Whoop. As always with these videos, I am not a coach, a form coach of any kind. I'm just a redheaded disc golfer trying to learn how to get better. And hopefully if I learn anything that helps me get better, I can let y'all know so that y'all can get better. I just like to always preface that if I'm going to do any form of like forum debate or tip or anything. Oh no, I forgot that first disc that I hit the tree with. Man, that's the worst. Wow, these baskets are nice, man. We got some new baskets. How about that? All right, I'm gonna go get that other disc. I'll be right back. I've done videos about the off arm before, like I've done a drill video, and I've also done a video talking about like what I think are the three main styles of the off arm. And that's not really what this is about. This is more about my opinion of what I think are the pros and cons from both sides of the big debate of the off arm. Right, DX Rock. Oh, Jordan, it's not that understable. The new Kevin Jones rock. Leave a comment below if y'all want me to do a review of this. There's a pretty interesting flight to it for a rock. Still not great. Stoked about this. They put some new baskets out, so there's a basket in the long position, so this is closer to like a 700-foot par 4 now. The first side of the debate, thinking that the off arm is completely useless as long as it's not in your way. I do somewhat agree with that side. I think there's a lot bigger issues than the off arm that you could be worried about, like your weight shift or a proper power pocket, pull through, timing, all different sorts of things, way more important than the off arm. At the same time, I'm not so far on that side where I'm like, yeah, the off arm is just, it's irrelevant, it's not important. You know, I do think there is some importance to it. We're gonna throw the recycled force. Oh no, I slipped. That's still pretty good though. I'm wearing new shoes again, and I think they're kind of slippery. All right, we'll go Emperor. That's the one. Yeah, that one's smoked. That one's pretty far. I'm gonna measure that one. All right, so my first drive was like 370. This one was about 410. And if you look back, I can almost guarantee you my off arm was not that great and was still able to throw pretty far on like the first really big shots of the day. Like I said, I do think the off arm has a little bit more importance, and maybe it shouldn't be thought about all the time, but I still think you should think about it some. Oh, that's gonna be short, isn't it? trying to figure out that disc. It's so overstable. It's the Hellfire from DGA. It's crazy stable. So what do I mean when I say I do think you need to think about it some? And for me, I do think you need to think about the off arm in the sense of where it's at when you're at that peak point of your pull through. Like, you need to know if your off arm is way flailed out away from your body, or if it's close, or if it's, yes, in the way of your pull through. That's what I mean when I say I think you need to think about the off arm, but also not obsess about it. Come on, Jordan. Oh, dude, both of those are so bad. I don't know why I'm so shocked to act like I just make 35-foot putts all the time. We all know that's not true. Now, you've probably heard me talk about this before, but when I say the position of your off arm is important, like when you're pulling through, what I'm talking about is a little bit more in depth than what this particular side of the off arm, as long as it's not in the way, it doesn't matter. Because technically, if your off arm is here, it's not in the way, but I also don't think that's what's best. If your off arm is way back here, that's also not in the way, but I don't think that's the best placement for your off arm. Overthrow Disc Golf talks about this best, in my opinion. They made the comparison to like an ice skater. When they are trying to speed up in their spin, they get really, really close and tight to their body. And when they try to slow down, they move back out again. So when I think about off arm and the importance of it, no, I don't think you should obsess over it, because it's not everything, in my opinion. But I do think it's important that you learn that your off arm needs to be close to your body when you're pulling through. And I'll go into more details about that too when I talk about the other side of people that are probably roasting me in the comments right now. All right, hole 4, it's like 600 feet playing uphill at the very end. You want to be left, so I'm going to throw a little bit more overstable force. I'm on a force kick right now, I don't really know why. Huh, pretty straight, a little low. Should be fine. Kevin Jones rock again. I'm just trying to keep it on hyzer the whole way and honestly try to get lucky through the trees. Oh, dude. Nope. The other side, the people who think the off arm is just the secret sauce and instantly gains you 1,000 feet of distance. Hold on, I want to defend y'all too. I do agree with a lot of the things that typically that side of disc golfers say. Just give me a moment. I'll talk about how I think your side is good too. Like we said, there's another side. The other side, like we mentioned earlier, they think the off arm is just a secret sauce. It's amazing, it's awesome. And if you're not doing the off arm, you're not throwing far. And they would refer to pros like Paul McBeth, Ezra Aderhold, Drew Gibson, and a bunch of people like that. Try to make this DX Glow rock fly like it's supposed to. Too flat, overcorrection. They're not wrong when they refer to these other pros like Drew Gibson, Paul McBeth, and Ezra, and I'm sure there's a few others. They definitely have this move with their off arm where they're coiled and the off arm moves, and then there's like this separation. That's the thing. You can go look it up on slow-mo. Like, it's there. It's very, very real. Dude, that thing is so stable. That disc is so stable. Like, it's good, but it is stable. All of you that would point towards pros like that, I would point you towards pros like Eagle McMahon, Simon Lizotte, Anthony Barella, Garrett Gurthie. These are a bunch of pros who you can tell their off arm is not moving the same way as pros like Paul McBeth, but they throw just as far. Actually, I think those other guys throw further. Technically, I think AB's like the biggest thrower in disc golf currently. So, like, my argument basically, my opinion, is that if there was some secret sauce to the off arm, wouldn't every single pro be doing the exact same thing with their off arm? Oh no. I've talked about the parts I don't agree with, with this particular side that's all about the off arm, but there is a lot I do agree with. So let's talk about that. What is it that I agree with on this side of the topic? And that is, I do think that the off arm can certainly help with form smoothness or even the speed of your form. I do think the off arm can help, but I also don't think it's so serious as to where it's going to add 100 feet to your throw, or even 50 feet for that matter. I think personally that it can certainly help, but I don't think that there's just one secret move to the off arm that's going to promise you distance. I don't think that. I haven't seen that in my form, and I haven't seen that with other people's forms either. It'd be really cool if we could get like just a cool cinematic ace right here, the PX3. Oh, that, it's too stable. Kick off the tree. Nope, I missed everything. Oh, all the way over here. Throw in it is. Did it. I think the off arm can just kind of help with timing for some people, because if you look at the people like Paul and Ezra and Drew, their arm may go forward for a little bit, but when they pull through, their off arm is just close to their body like every other pro. Like, that's the one thing every pro has in common, is that their arm is close to their side when they pull through. Oh, that's a good tree. Jordan, dude, my putting has, like a week or two ago, I feel like I can make every putt. There we go. So now I've told you where I agree and disagree with both sides of the debate and the argument. And on these last couple of holes, because on the back nine, honestly, I haven't thrown my bag in probably a week, and I kind of just want to relax and have fun. The weather's a little bit nicer, so I'm gonna have to say peace after this front nine. But before we do that, I want to talk about not just the areas I agree or disagree with. I want to give my personal opinion and my advice with the off arm that has really helped me. And the reason why I want to do this is because I've been on both ends. I've been the person who says the off arms are relevant. I've also been the person that says the off arm is everything. And the truth is, from my experiences, when you're on either end of those sides extremely, it can mess up your form in a lot of different ways. So what is my stance on the whole debate of off arm is not that important to it's the most important thing in the world? But I'm somewhere in the middle. I really am. So I think the off arm is really important. I think the most important thing is that it's close to your side in the pull through, and I have videos talking about that on the channel you're more than welcome to check out. But I don't think that there's some secret move with your off arm that just plunges your body into this crazy speed and like you just gain all this distance. But I also don't think it's something you should never think about. So I think it's somewhere in the middle. I think the most important thing with the off arm is keeping it close to your side as you pull through in the power pocket. That is the only common denominator that every single pro does, no matter what they're doing with their off arm. Garrett Gerthy, my dude, is way out here and slams himself in the hip when he throws. You've got AB, who like goes behind his back almost. You've got Ezra and Drew and all them that come down. Eagle and Simon are like punching through. Cole Radallen does that too. Many differences, but the one common thing is that their off arm stays close to their side as they're pulling through the power pocket. That's my opinion, and that's where I stand with the off arm. 400 feet around this corner, some water carry. We didn't come here to lay up though, so I'm either gonna throw a Halo Pharaoh or an Oblend Emperor. Oh, that's got a push. Went a little too inside, but it hit the limbs on the other side of the bank. All right, we're gonna try that one more time. I'm gonna throw the Halo Pharaoh too. Yeah, that one's gone. No. I threw both of those so low and early. Kind of just proves my point. If you want to talk about something that's more important than the off arm, let's talk about early releases, because that is way more important than the off arm, because both of those were early released and I potentially just lost both of them. We were cutting it close. There's the first one, there's the second one, there's the basket. Before I try to get an ace, I do want to give you my most practical advice for the off arm based on where I stand with it. Try all the different styles of the off arm. I have a video, if I remember, I'll link it in the description. And try all the 3 main styles that the pros do. And if that doesn't work, try some other videos that talk about like this with the off arm or that. Try it all till you find what works best for you. That would be my most practical advice. And also, don't obsess over it, but also don't just act like it's not a real thing, because I do think there's a happy medium place you can get to with the off arm. Ah, yoinked it. No, unless it skips. Ah, too much hyzer. The Hellfire from DGA. Oh, that might do it. Oh my gosh. Oh, sad day. Alright, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope this was helpful. Like I said, I have different videos talking about the off arm if you want to check those out as well. I'll link them in the description if I can remember. If not, just go check them out on the channel. Thank y'all so much for all the support so far. We're closing in on like 1,300 subscribers in about 6 or 7 months, and honestly, that's way better than the goals that I initially set for the channel. So honestly, it's just awesome to have y'all support. Thank y'all so much. If y'all have any more ideas of what y'all want to know about form or tips or anything like that, just let me know in the comments, and honestly let me know your opinion about the off arm. I'm curious. One of my favorite things to do is to talk through the comments and just hear y'all's opinions. So as always, stay snappy. Love y'all. See you in the next one. If you're still around, you're getting some bonus content, because on this hole earlier, our early released was probably 30 feet from the basket. Cleared the water, thank God, but now it really bothers me that I didn't hit the line. So we're gonna try to hit the line again. See, that's what I usually do. Kind of yank it straight, go past the basket. I mean, that's 30 feet past the basket.